Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's FredVR, and in this very unusual video, I'm going to be listing my top 4 favorite horror games I've ever played. Now, from what you can hear and see, and you don't really have to be a genius, this type of content was never explored on this channel, but I'm hoping to change that today. This list will consist of the most played horror games that are my favorites as well. I will be starting with number 4, and I'll go all the way up to my most favorite one at the end. So, let's cut the chase and finally go to number 4.
If you have any questions, please email us once you have completed your first week. Good luck and goodbye.
My 4th most favorite horror game is Crawl Space 2. One of the icons of this channel, of course. Now, I believe this game doesn't need much of an introduction, but I'll make a brief one just in case. Crawl Space 2 is a VR game made by the indie company Kirin Games on the 15th of December 2022. It's a claustrophobic VR game that sees you crawl in ventilations to fix broken fans. The game has a story, even if it's not that deep, but the story is as follows. You saw an ad about someone needing help fixing their ventilation system. It sounded easy, but this job was much different than the usual work that you're used to. Your job will be to fix fans that have lost power by crawling into the ventilation system and restarting fans using your battery. Be careful not to run out of power while trapped in the vents, because you're not alone in them. Now, the monsters in this game are a little bit silly when not seen in the VR game itself, but as you have seen from my countless screams in these crawl space videos that I posted, once you put the headset on, the game gets way creepier. The game sees you fighting a white testicle called Henry, an annoying invisible brat called Harold, a quick, merciless shadow named Smile, a goofy yet scary clown, Jeff, and Sparky. There are also beautiful paintings that sometimes change to cursed versions that kill you. Sounds fun, right? Absolutely. When playing, I saw myself having so much fun. The game can be goofy, stressful, and intense at the same time, and the way the game executes this is very good too. The game is night-based, where every night you need to fix multiple fans in the ventilation system to escape the room. On the first night, the threats won't be a big problem, but the game adds these entities the more you progress, until you reach night 6, where you'll have to multitask between trying to run away from these fuckers and fixing up to 4 fans, which, trust me, can get very stressful. The amount of times I screamed in these videos because of this game is insane. I won't dive deep into all the creatures and what they do, but I'll go over the most 3 important ones. Henry. Henry will constantly chase you through your crawl space, slowly catching up. It's impossible to lose him, as Henry always knows where you are. He is very slow, so he is easily avoidable if you encounter him. The Clown. Now, this little bastard will remain sitting in the room section, basically the safe zone, and will never enter the crawl space itself. But if you stay in the safe zone for a long time, he can disappear out the room, and you have so little time to react until he scares the fuck out of you and kills you. He is annoying as well because, as you saw from my videos, sometimes this motherfucker just is not audible and you don't even notice he's gone. Alright, and then the third most important, or like the iconic ones, is Sparky. Sparky is an entity that I absolutely love. His design in general is the scariest of the entire game, even if his type of system that you need to beat him is a little bit lame. Because when Sparky is nearby, multiple sound cues may occur. These sound cues mostly consist of absolute screeching things that you cannot even understand what it's saying. It's very loud, very annoying, and all you have to do is literally put your hands near your ears to cover the sound, and even if he passes through you, he will not kill you. The ending of the game basically explains that all of the work we've done wasn't even real. It was all a mental detox to cleanse our brains, basically brainwashing us into working there forever. It's a little bit underwhelming, I must admit. It feels rushed, unsensical, but it still kind of fits the vibe of the entire game. With that being said, Crawl Space 2 is definitely one of the most iconic games I played on this channel, and without hesitation, I have to put it in the top 4. It's fun, cool mechanics, sometimes scary, sometimes goofy. Number 4. Crawl Space 1 is the 3rd game on this list, and oh boy if it's terrifying. Made by the same developer, Kirikin Games, as Crawl Space 2, Crawl Space 1 is a sequel to one of our icons already on this channel. It's way dirtier, messier, and scarier. Released on the 3rd of November 2021, this game is one of the most stressful things I've ever played. Fun fact, it's the only game on this list that I haven't finished, and that I'm never planning on revisiting again. It was so scary, in fact, that I managed to only do 1 episode and then just end the series there, because I'm too scared to play it. The concept of the game is very similar to the second one, but this time with dolls. You saw an ad about someone needing help with an odd job, retrieving his daughter's missing dolls. Sounding like easy cash, you leave a message telling him you're interested. But as the nights progress, I realize why nobody else wanted to take this job. You have to fight off multiple dolls that chase you, or rather crawl to catch you. From the sounds, to the design of the crawl space, the design of the dolls, this game is definitely one of the most terrifying on this list, and I put it on at number 4 because I haven't really finished it. I really don't feel like doing it either, because goddamn if this game is fucking terrifying. My second favorite horror game on this list is, as you've seen, Cry of Fear. This is the first non-VR horror game on this list and is absolutely depressingly amazing. Cry of Fear is a 2012 indie horror survival game published by the team, I'm sorry if I butchered this, Psyxcalar. These guys. It is derived from a mod of the video game Half-Life. We all know Half-Life, very good game. Cry of Fear follows the story of Simon Henriksson, a 19-year-old Swedish male suffering from depression and anxiety, exploring, well, whatever remains of the city of Stockholm. Combining elements of survival, horror, first-person shooter mechanics, Cry of Fear challenges the players to navigate through a haunting urban environment filled with monsters and unsettling occurrences. The story explores themes of mental illness, trauma, and self-harm. The player must navigate the city in a first-person perspective, solving puzzles, fighting monsters, and getting very, very scared. The game switches between normal gameplay, level representing the city, and minigame levels similar to those found in Silent Hill, another very popular game. Depending on the player's choices, there are multiple endings, as well as various unlockables. And oh boy, if we want to talk about the monsters, I still remember seeing the first monster and absolutely shitting my pants. This game is no joke. The monsters are basically supposed to represent Simon's biggest fears, such as his loved ones dying, himself dying, drowning, and majorly doctors. These monsters in general are distorted visions people with schizophrenia often see in real life, and that's never fun. The environment is on top too, and yeah, I definitely recommend you play this game sometimes in your life because, again, it's a chef's kiss. And now, for my most favorite horror game I've ever played is... come on, bro. Yes, the best horror game I've ever played is Voices of the Void. Now, you maybe not have heard about this game, but oh boy, if it's amazing. I absolutely fell in love with this fucking game. It's just so good. And the fun thing is, this isn't even a horror game. This is one of the best examples of, guys, a horror game needs to have jump scares, realism, and amazing ambience to be a real horror game. Anything except that is just bad poopy games, guys. And Voices of the Void has mainly just one of these traits, and it's ambiance. You work as a scientist in the isolated research lab in the mountains of Switzerland. Your task is to gather signals from space, analyze them, process them, and sell them to get points. The game has 40 days and events, 150 plus possible signals, and some Easter eggs and secrets. Voices of the Void is disguised as a horror game when it's really just a very goofy, silly game. The aspect that makes this game my favorite is the ambiance. During my first ever playthrough of the game, when I was unaware that this game is not scary at all, it terrified me. It was terrifying. Obviously, it has some jump scares here and there, but they are very rare and often not even very scary. Obviously, there are a lot of scary signals you can get from time to time, but even these are nothing much. Nonetheless, it's one of the best games I've ever played, and it will remain like that. Hey guys, it's FredVR from the future here. Now, I noticed that I did not explain Voices of the Void at my best capabilities, and I did not give it as much as credit as I was supposed to give it, because this game is really something incredible. I enjoyed playing it. It's something that, too, you have to try out sometimes in your life. The soundtrack on itself already has its own charm. It's calming, relaxing during the day, stress-free, where you just walk around, you can explore, find some satellites, but when the night falls and when the moon goes up, it's there where the game gives you the fucking creeps. This game relies heavily on audio scares, basically ambiance that is scary during the night, makes you think something is behind you, even if nothing is there. It makes you feel paranoia. It makes you feel like something is watching you, even if nothing is really watching you in the game. It's something that I haven't seen in much games, and I can't explain this feeling I have every time I play it, where I know nothing scary is gonna happen because I know this game is not supposed to be a horror game, but I still feel paranoid, even though I'm very aware that nothing is going to happen to me. I've never seen a game do this to me, and it's just amazing how it does. Now, I planned on showing some of the examples on this, and that's what I'm about to do right now, so please sit along, eat some popcorn or whatever you have, and enjoy a little bit of Voices of the Void clips that show off exactly what I just told you. Enjoy.
Kogo, K-O-G-O, in from Begin Down Greenland live. That's 1 week from this coming Sunday. I thought a lot of you down in Southern California would want to know that. San Diego, Los Angeles, and on up the coast. So I'm sure you're pleased to hear that. In one moment,
and determine what should be done, well, if at all, the public about what we're doing.
so they kind of were the overseers for it.
Yeah, they were and they are at this moment. Who was a CIA front in Los Angeles to write a documentary outlining the history of UFOs and to end it with the actual film of the actual landing at Holloman, and that was going to be the